So I did get the chance to see The Devil All the Time on Netflix, but I didn't have time to do a review on Instagram, and I need my algorithm on YouTube to look really good, so I decided to do just a short review on YouTube about this film that was released on Netflix. I didn't know anything about this film while going into it. I didn't really see the trailers. All I knew is that it had Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson, and a lot of people really praised them for being in this movie because they were doing something different rather than Tom Holland being Spider-Man and Robert Pattinson and whatever he has done in the past. So I decided to check this movie out just to see what it was all about. Honestly, I think the first act was great. I really like Bill Skarsgård's character in this film. I think that was like my favorite part about this movie. This movie is all about understanding where people come from and how they've grown up and what they were chosen to act like, do, and what they believed in. And seeing that mixed within the toxic atmosphere that came from Bill Skarsgård and Tom Holland's character, it really worked. It was disturbing, but also pretty sad at the exact same time, and I really liked what it did with it. However, once that first act was over and we started getting into the prison time, I started to get out of the movie a little bit, and I started to say this movie was okay. Now, the thing is that when it came to Tom Holland's character, I enjoyed it because we were still consistently focusing on just one single storyline throughout the entire film. However, when it came to, like, them doing these other subplots and these other things that were going on in the film, I didn't understand the reason why they were doing these subplots. It just felt odd. Robert Pattinson had a little bit of what he was doing when he intervened into Tom Holland's life. But with the other characters in the movie, like Sebastian Stan's character, Jason Clarke's, and Harry Melling, they didn't seem to have any point or purpose to be in the movie. The only reason why I assume they're in the movie is just so that they can explain more about how messed up the world is and how dark it can really be. But it has sort of a specific agenda on how it views the world, and for me, it was a little bit uncomfortable because, well, I'm a Christian. Regardless of my beliefs, I think that if it was sticking just to Tom Holland's character and, you know, the stuff with Robert Pattinson and Bill Skarsgård throughout the entirety of the film, then I would have given this movie a lot more of a higher rating. But because it was focusing all these other subplots and just doing this really crazy and weird stuff and just saying how dark the world is or how dark this side of that state of the country is, I couldn't really find myself why I was watching their storylines, because it seemed like they were just doing random things that were happening, and conveniently Tom Holland was like intervening in their storyline somewhere in the last act. There were some tie-ins when it came to like the last third, and I guess it was okay, or like a little better than I thought it was when it came to the tie-in at the end. But still, the journey that came through that, it was just like a very toxic situation that just made me feel uncomfortable, and maybe that's why I couldn't necessarily get into it. But a lot of other people seem to really enjoy this movie, and I can see why, at least with the first act of the film. But what did you guys think of The Devil All the Time? Put them down in the comments section below and let me know. And like this video if you agree with what I say, or dislike this video if you disagree with what I say. I don't mind the dislikes. So that is it I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video.